Howdy gamers, old gamer guy here. Well, I thought I would be playing Dragon's Dogma 2 by now. I've been looking forward to that game ever since it was announced, but for various reasons I have not purchased it yet. But me being me, I had to purchase something. I like to play a new game every once in a while. And Kingdoms and Castles is a game that's actually been on my Steam wish list for a long time. This is a game that's been on PC for a while, and it's finally making its way to consoles. I'm going to just start a game here and play for about an hour and then edit it down and just kind of give you my very basic, very vague impressions. But you can see that we can choose various game difficulties. And if you were looking closely there, you may have noticed the word dragon, which is very exciting. But here you can see I'm choosing a banner. We've only got a few to choose from. And I can rename my kingdom. I'm going with Badger's Keep. Badger is another old video game nickname of mine I used to use back in the SOCOM days. But here you can see me choosing the map. And we've already got a map generated, but I can change a few variables over here in the lower left hand corner, and then I can choose new map to generate a new layout. And you can see that if the map is large enough, I can have up to 3 AI, but it is possible to generate a large map with only 2 AI, as you can see there. But for this example, we're going to go with a 3 AI map. And now I can add that AI in, and I'm going to go with low difficulties here. I could randomize everything if I wanted to, but here is our setup. And time is passing, so the first thing I'm going to show you is how to manage time. So if you hit left on the digital pad, that gives you the time controls in the upper right hand corner. We basically have pause and normal speed, and then 2 faster speeds than that. We need to build our keep near fertile land, trees, and stone. And you can see we have a look at where the various resources are. Hitting square brings up the construction menus there on the left. We only have this one row of things available right now, and we only have one thing in that row, and that is the keep. So we need to place our keep. The brownish land is barren. The green land is fertile, and I'll show you more of that here in a moment. But there we go. I placed my keep, and now I've unpaused time, and the keep is being constructed. Tapping L2 gives us access to these lower left-hand menus where we can look at our resource amounts here, and we can also change our job priorities, and we can raise or lower our tax rate. But we can't actually tax anybody yet. Clicking on our keep will allow us to change our banner. We can also talk to our advisors, agriculture, city, and military, and they will give us hints about what we need to do at any given moment. So we need some farms and we need some houses. So going into the square, the build menu, you can see that 3 rows are available there on the left now. Each thing has its own requirements for building, so a lot of the time in the game you are just waiting for particular resources to build up so you can build a particular thing. But you can see there is a good number of stuff, a good variety of stuff to build here. There's no research that I've seen so far. It's just all this stuff in these menus, and you just kind of have to keep track of how much stuff you have and what you can build and what you need to build at any given moment. But here I am putting in some road. I could actually drag a road and construct it quickly, but for some reason I'm clicking on each square individually here. I'm not really sure why that is. So now our citizens are getting to work. Those little house icons mean that they have nowhere to live. L1 and R1 will give you access to this bottom set of menu options. They're just basically options for the cursor. So we have chop mode, and we have a demolish mode and a rebuild mode. But now we have our road. We need to build some houses, and here you can see I put my very first house down, and I put it down backwards. So holding triangle will demolish the house, and now I'm going to place the house properly. I'm not really sure this matters exactly, but aesthetically speaking, I would like my houses facing the correct direction. So now I'm going to put in some farms. I could also rotate those around, it looks like, but you can see I'm placing them in this green area because that land is fertile. So as these houses are being built, if I click on this square, it says it is barren. Over here it says it is fertile. The darker green is very fertile. And then of course we have deep water and fresh water. And then over here we have different types of stone. The darker stone is unusable apparently, but if I click on the correct square, we can see this stone is available to quarry. So when I have enough wood to build a quarry, I'm going to put one over here next to this lighter colored stone. You can see the seasons are passing. But here I'm going to change my job priorities around. So tapping L2 and selecting job priority, you can see that my timber workers are in third place in terms of priority. So I'm going to click on them and then raise them up to second place. And now when I have wood to be chopped, that will be a priority. And then once that's done, they will go back to doing other things. Here I am putting in an orchard. This will give us more food, and orchards cannot be flooded. So I guess farms can be flooded. But what I'm waiting for now is to build a treasure room, because I can't start collecting taxes until I have a treasure room. Once I have that, I can build a chamber of war, which will allow us to build an archer school. But right here I'm going to build a stockpile because we need kind of a central location to put stuff. So we're going to put a stockpile in right there. I'm not showing you the process of me building every single thing here, but here you can see I'm putting in some more houses. I'm going to put in a well right here, which will provide drinking water, but it will also to help fight fires when they break out. Here I am putting in a forester, so when we chop these trees down, that forester will replant trees in that area. I like the music in this game, but never mind that, because up in the upper right hand corner we have an ominous warning. It says 1 year, but as you can see by that meter, we only have a few months until a dragon arrives. Some of our people are getting hungry, so I'm building some more orchards here and trying to help our food supply. But never mind that, a dragon has been sighted. Very exciting. We can see them on the radar, and if we zoom in, we can see a very, very basic looking dragon. This is not the most basic looking dragon I've ever seen in my gaming career, but a pretty basic looking dragon all the same. The graphics all look pretty basic, as you can see. They don't look bad exactly. But that dragon flew off. It kind of caused trouble elsewhere, and then it started kind of flying back down toward my land over here as we continue to try to build stuff and alleviate our food supply problems. But here you can see the dragon is flying down close to us. But they're not actually going to bother us just yet. They're going to take off and fly back to the north. They flew close enough to the forester where they could have done some damage if they wanted to. But there you can see our food supply problem is slowly going away. Here I am building a town square. And then I'm going to put in a small tavern next to that town square. Everybody knows that the people need their alcohol to keep them happy. So we're going to build a tavern right about here. Your food supply will go bad after a while if it's not stored correctly, by the way, but it looks like I have at least some food storage going by now. But here I am putting in a bridge because we are starting to run out of wood. And you can see there are some animals moving around over here. Those are actually wolves. And when I try to build a road too close to the wolf den, you can see that red area means that the road is not going to be built. But my people will push on past that dangerous area and keep building the road. That will put them in danger from the wolves, as you will see. But here I am giving the order to go ahead and chop down the last bunch of trees over here that are nearby. But never mind that, we have enough resources to build our treasure room. So there we go, I'm attaching it to the keep. And once it is built, I will tap L2 to go down into that lower left-hand menu. And then we'll go over here to the tax rate, and I can raise it up to 60%. I'm going to put it back down to 10% right here, but I ended up raising it to about 30%, I think, before the end of this first hour of play. Here I am putting in a clinic, which will help keep our citizens healthy. We'll go ahead and put it over here, not exactly on the square, but over here nearby the square. And I'm sure it was a complete coincidence that a plague broke out right about that particular moment. I think the red and white skulls are more advanced cases, and the black and white skulls are new cases. If I tap down on the digital pad, I can get a little bit more detail about what's going on in each year of the kingdom. So somebody was killed by wolves there, and a plague is sweeping the land. So that's unfortunate. It looks like I've built a few cottages, which can hold more people. But right now, I think we need a place for the cemetery caretaker to live, because we definitely need a cemetery at this particular moment in our history. I don't want to interfere with the forester over here, so we're going to put the cemetery fairly close to the square. And the cemetery actually fills up over time, so you need to leave some extra space so you can add on to the cemetery. There are 4 different cemetery add-ons, which is nice. And I thought my clinic was actually taking care of the plague right here, but as it turned out, everybody was just dying. So there we go. I've got a bunch of corpses here. Luckily, I have a cemetery, so we can get rid of those corpses, because otherwise they would fester and cause more plague, more death. But here you can see I'm adding on to the cemetery, and when these little extra plots are finished, you can see that they're empty, and so they fill up with gravestones over time, which is a nice little detail. But unfortunately, all this plague is making our citizens sad. So at least one peasant has left the kingdom in despair, and it looked like somebody else was killed by wolves. There I'm building some more cottages next to that road. But, you know, like I said, everybody needs their alcohol. So if everybody's sad here, then clearly what we need is a large tavern. I could leave the small tavern over here, but I'm going to go ahead and demolish that, and then we will build something else there later. Those blue buildings are cottages. They can hold more people. Here you can see somebody about to be killed by some wolves. And there is a diplomat en route. So that's exciting. We actually have 2 ships approaching with diplomats. It looks like we have 1 year until the dragon returns, but these diplomats are approaching. Hopefully they will be friendly. You can see some fish in the water there. A little bit later I'll build a fisherman's hut. Like I said, I'm not showing you the process of building every single thing, but never mind that. We have a message from King Mice, something like that. They're basically just saying hello, and they hope we're peaceful, and we said we were, so they're happy about that. And here comes the other diplomat. I have to actually select them. The game is giving me a little trouble there selecting them, but finally it allowed it to happen. And once again, it's just they're just saying hello. This is from Queen Lashir, and same sort of thing. They just want to know if we're friendly, and of course we're friendly. I'm the old gamer guy. I usually try to be friendly. I usually try to play a nice guy in games. That's normally what I'll do in my first playthrough, and then in a second playthrough I might be the evil guy. But never mind that, because the dragon is about to return. The meter has been building up all this time, and the dragon has been spotted. There go the diplomats. The dragon had a decent opportunity to attack them. They're attacking something on the ground over here, but we can't see that because we don't have any sort of alliance with that kingdom. A little bit later on you will see me form an alliance, but the dragon is once again ignoring us and just kind of flying across the map here. Now we have about 11 years before the dragon comes back again. And here I am placing a fisherman's hut. So now they will take their little boat out into the water and do some fishing. Here is another ship floating by. This one is a merchant, but it looks like I need to build a dock for them to actually stop and sell us some of their goods. We've got some more diplomats approaching, and this time one of them is going to ask us for a favor. So it's King Mice again, and it looks like they are having problems with a nearby wolf den, and they would like us to clear it out of the way. I accepted the challenge, even though I don't have any archers to clear away our own wolf problem. But it says we have 7 years to get this done. And so I guess for the duration of that 7 years, we are now in we're now in an alliance with that kingdom. We are also getting another visit from Queen Lashir's envoy, and they're just kind of telling us a story here. They don't really ask us for a favor. We just have a short conversation with them. But never mind that. It says Vikings are invading. So yeah, this is cool. The Vikings and the dragon with the timers in the corner of the screen. That reminds me of They Are Billions, which is a game that I just love. I highly recommend it if you like, colony building, colony defending type games. But never mind that. We can see the Vikings are landing and destroying some of my hovels over here. We do have a nearby well, so my citizens are going to get that fire put out pretty quickly. But we have multiple ships on the screen. They are landing in multiple locations. And because I have that alliance with this kingdom over here, we can actually see what's going on. So we can see that they are doing much better in terms of building in this kingdom over here than I am. But they are also having a food supply problem, And now, of course, they are having a Viking problem. But as we are approaching the end of my first hour of gameplay, I will just start to give you my vague summary here. I think you can probably tell that I like this. This game seems to have a lot of replay value. It's simple, but also fairly deep, it seems. That's just my first impression. This is a game that's been on PC for quite a while, and like I said, it's been on my Steam wish list for quite a while. It's an older game, but I have this long Steam wish list, and every once in a while when I travel, I will buy myself a new game and download it onto my laptop. So yeah, this has been on my wish list for a while, but as it turned out, I bought it first on PlayStation 5, and I do like this, so I might very well buy it again. It's hard to say what will be coming up next on the channel. I think I will eventually buy Dragon's Dogma 2, but you never know what I'll buy next. I am also working on a musical project that may end up on another channel, and I will announce that here if it happens. I may not put it anywhere, so who knows. But we've reached the end of this. I like it. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching.